So I've got some views on the current messaging that we're getting from pretty much all of our politicians and news media. And that messaging is centered around how afraid we should be. How we've got these balloons traversing our airspace and we need to be worried, we need to be scared. And it's the same type of messaging that we've been hearing for decades now about how we need to be afraid of everything. We need to fear climate change. A legitimate concern, but should we be meeting it with fear? We need to be afraid of criminals. Criminals are a problem. But should Americans be afraid? We are an incredibly strong and safe nation. Our military power is second to none by a large margin. I'm a Navy veteran. I've seen it firsthand. We got nothing to worry about. We're physically safe. The only two nations that we actually share borders with are our allies. They're not going to invade us. We have oceans between us and any other nation that even has the remote chance of ever wanting to invade us. But those nations don't, because we also have the largest and strongest economy in the world, inextricably linked with every other nations on Earth, essentially. Nobody is going to actually attack us. No threat is truly existential to our nation. At least not if we shift our mindset and change our messaging around this. Because it didn't used to be that Americans were told that we should be afraid of everything. We were told what we could accomplish. We set goals and aspirations, and we achieved them. Not without problems, not without ugliness, none of which should be forgotten or glossed over or unapologized for. But we set goals and we achieved them. Great works of public and civic infrastructure, incredible strides in technology, almighty works that placed us at the pinnacle of the world. We are undeniably the greatest nation on earth. Understanding that greatest doesn't always mean most moral or always right, but greatest. And that means powerful and capable. And with that capability should come confidence and optimism and hope, not fear and anger and despair. We shouldn't be feeling those things as Americans. We should be feeling righteous confidence in our capability to meet challenges head on and overcome them. We've done it in the past over and over and over again, but now we're being told that we have to be afraid of all of these things because the best that we can hope for is scrabbling at the edge of the pit, not actually falling, but certainly not climbing out of it either. And I'm tired of it. And Americans are tired of it. Both sides of the political aisle are sick of hearing about how incapable we are when we know it's not true. This nation is magnificent. And we should set goals that reflect that. I don't want to fight a war against climate change. I want to set a goal of American energy independence based on clean, renewable sources. America is powerful and strong, and we should be independent and capable, and not dependent on any other nation that may attempt to hold us hostage through our energy needs. It's not a nationalist thing to say that depending on quasi-adversaries for our energy needs is probably not a great idea. It's also entirely unnecessary. There's no reason that we shouldn't have an energy infrastructure in this nation that is the envy of the world, both in its capability and its technological cutting edge. We used to set goals and understand that we would achieve things. Americans were told to dream and dream big. Families were in other nations that were living in one-room homes with half a dozen or more of them crammed in there. Were told that they could come to America and prosper and achieve incredible things. And they did. Americans were told to dream and dream big. And now we're being told that everything is just a nightmare? Everybody's worried. We're worried about all kinds of things. This endless litany of fear-mongering from our politicians and news media is not free from consequence. The American psyche has been affected. Congratulations, you got what you wanted. We're all scared. And since we're scared, we're angry too. We're lashing out. You hope that, we just keep lashing out at each other instead of coming after the politicians and the wealthy and the powerful people who, for some reason, think that they're going to achieve more by keeping us scared rather than making us hopeful. Obama was elected because he promised change and he gave us hope. And then Trump was elected because Obama failed to give us that change and squandered our hope. Trump was elected because Americans are angry, and we're angry because we're sick of being told that we should be scared of everything. Our leaders are so focused on telling us what they're trying to protect us from that they're not actually telling us what we're working towards. We could give every person in this country a house, a place to live. We could set that goal. We could make that an achievement that we are working towards. The goal of ensuring that nobody has to be houseless in this country. We don't need to fear homelessness. We don't need to fear the houseless. We don't need to declare a war on poverty because that is just fighting the poor. And they're Americans. They're people. They are us. They are any one of us in the worst circumstances. Why are we fighting them? Why aren't we helping them? Why isn't our goal to lift up our fellow Americans? We need our leadership to shift our messaging away from all of this negativity. And as corny as it may sound, into positivity, into good vibes. We're all sick of this negativity. We're sick of being told that we need to be afraid of everything and that we can't do anything and that the best we can hope for is just to slow the decline into apocalypse. We know it's not true. We know that we're capable of more. We know that as Americans, as America, we can achieve incredible things. We just need leadership that will set those goals, that will point us in a direction and lead us there. We need to stop being told that we should be afraid. We need to start being told what we can do, because it's a lot. I don't want to fight things. I'm an American and I want to achieve things. When we had that attitude, we put a man on the moon less than 100 years after the first time we flew. We're capable of amazing things. Just start setting us those goals. We'll achieve them.